Hello. Welcome to whatever episode of Development Diaries this is. I haven't done one in a while because I've not completed any systems, which means I don't really have anything to show that I'm particularly proud of. Um, but there is a lot of unit tests, and one of the things that I'm working on right now is generators because I'm working with energy now, and I was going to work with like a actual like big generator. But I ran into a problem of scope because I wanted to have some sort of matter based generator, and then I found myself looking at Wikipedia articles for nuclear reactors, and I'm thinking I will never finish this game if I dedicate myself to a 6-year course on nuclear reactions. So I'm gonna go with solar eventually, because solar is less complicated. And I get solar. You put it in the light, and then it makes energy. I got it. Um, but then I thought even smaller. Instead of doing a solar energy array for my little nothing of a system, why not go really really small and work on the stomach instead, which is what I've done. The stomach now has some definitions. Actually, if I go through, I go real close to my dipstick and I disable the mesh. It show you all of his organs. Now we've got lungs, we've got a heart, and we've got a stomach now inside the dipstick. And the stomach is sort of interesting because I put the jar for containing blood on the actual abdomen, and I'm gonna put the energy, the battery, for the character on the abdomen as well, and all the organs will share the energy in the blood from the abdomen. So what the stomach does is it's given volume and then it's given nutrition, and nutrition is divided up between fat, protein, and carbohydrates, which each digests into a certain amount of kilocalories, which represents joules or specifically kilojoules. And I'm gonna have the body metabolize that energy on a increased rate. I think I'm gonna simulate the a day in an hour. So any metabolic process that I add will be sped up 24 times. But I'm thinking of keeping certain things like rate consistent. So like the heart will beat 80 times a minute, but it will process energy 24 times the speed of normal, so that if you're looking at this like a doctor and you check somebody's heart rate and their heart rate is whatever the fuck 80 times 24 is, you're assuming that they're that they're very unhealthy and they're having cardiac arrest. There's actually a specific name for when the heart beats too fast for it to pump blood effectively, but it's not cardiac arrest, I don't think. Whatever. Point is, I'm going to make certain processes that don't really correlate to common knowledge work 24 times faster, but rates and processes that have a real and easily understood real world equivalent will work at normal speed. So the stomach will digest 24 times faster, and hopefully that'll give you enough reason to find food at least once during a round of a riveting round of breathing simulator. Uh, and while I was doing this, I thought, I should really work on items now. I should make it so that there are items that are food, and that when you click them, you eat them, and that'll be my first foray into the inventory. So I then took another detour, which is why I've not completed anything in like a week, even though I've been working on this a little bit here and there for since the last update. Sorry. Uh, so if I play, I've added something which is not relevant to my current task, but which took a long time to figure out. So I'm gonna show it off. Here we have two thingies. What happens if you hover over the thingy? My God, it glows blue, even when it's masked in the shadows, where I cannot see any item. But what happens if I? Oh, there it is. I can find it because of the highlight. Think even if I'm standing in front of it, yes. Even if my dipstick is occluding the item, even if it's behind a wall, you can see it. And that is the point. To make it so that when you're looking around for something to use, usable items will highlight. I'm gonna expand upon that in different ways, but that's the gist of it. Is that when you find something you can pick up or interact with, it'll have a glow to it. And that was really complicated and completely out of my depth. So I had to learn quite a bit about how rendering works and Unity and stuff for that effect. But hopefully at some point very soon, because I would really like to complete another organ set this week, next day or so. So what I want is to be able to walk up to it and click on it, and ideally just pick it up, and you can do whatever you want with it. But for the in purposes of food, I'm just gonna do food, and if it's food and you click it, then you eat it, and it's added to your stomach. And the nutrition is merged into your stomach as well. And the nutrition factor is important because the volume and the nutrition are on different measurements. So if you eat something that is unprocessed and non-nutritious, you will get a lot of volume but very little calorie intake. And I'd like to do something with vitamins as well, so that if you just stuff yourself with really cheap food, you won't feel too good, and it will defeat the purpose of just, it'll give people a reason to seek out quality gastronomical items as opposed to just garbage. And that's it. Thank you for watching.